Okay, it being 6 o'clock, Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020, we will begin the meeting for the Committee of Ways and Means. All votes will be by roll call, so if you would like to speak, please use the raise hand function. Clerk Semino, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Councilor Barica.
Here.
Councilor Ryan.
Here.
Councilor Connors.
Here.
Councilor Flaherty.
Here.
Councilor Sasha.
Here.
All present.
Thank you. All right, our first thing is approval of minutes from May 18th, 2020. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Councilor Barica.
Yes.
Councilor Ryan.
Aye.
Councilor Connors.
Aye.
Councilor Flaherty.
Yes.
Councilor Sasha.
Yes.
5 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you. All right, we have no old business this evening. So we will, if it's okay, take 20067 out of order. So anyone from the mayor's office can leave. Is there any objections to so doing? And that's the wetlands conservation restrictions. Okay. All right, so we'll begin there. It's order 20067, Mayor, request to approve the grant of a conservation restriction to the Wildlands Trust or take up any action relative thereto. Is there anyone from the mayor's office who would like to speak on this item?
Good evening, Madam Chair. We are joined this evening with Christine Stickney, the Director of Planning and Community Development, and Kelly Phelan, our conservation planner. The two undisputed experts on the topic of this evening's motion. So I will just intro by saying this is a parcel of land that the town acquired in March of 2008 with funds appropriated from the Community Preservation Act, and as part of the requirements, Community Preservation Open Space Reserve Fund. And so as part of the requirements of the purchase, we have to impose or grant a conservation restriction on the property. I know there was a question about, why it has taken this long to kind of get this final piece of the puzzle taken care of. I know there's been a lot of work, both with Kelly and the team down in planning, as well as John Goldrosen from my office and representatives from the state to get us to this point. So this is the last item in order to comply with the statutory requirements from the purchase. And with that, I will defer any questions to Kelly or Christine.
Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Nicole. Do any of the counselors have questions? Counselor Connors.
Oh, I'm already unmuted. So I just have one general question. It actually doesn't, I guess, pertain to this particular section, but the rest of the 86 or 87 acres, is that also under this protected conservation, or how does that meld into this 3 acres, I guess, is my question.
Yep, the rest of Cedar Swamp is various parcels, most of which were taken in tax title over the years. So they're just held by the town under the management of the Conservation Commission, but they don't have this extra layer of protection because they weren't acquired with community preservation funds.
And is it something we can put an extra layer of protection on, or is that just, and this is a learning curve for me, Kelly, so excuse me if I'm asking a question that sounds silly, but just a learning curve for me.
We could, but it's probably not worth the effort to do that just because it takes so long to get this approved, and there is actually a stewardship endowment with having an outside organization take care of the restriction. And it's kind of a double layer of protection. Land is protected when it's managed by the Conservation Commission because it takes like literally an act of the state legislature to take it out. So I don't know, for whatever reason, the Community Preservation Act was written with this double layer, but if it's already conservation land, it's really just kind of putting another extra layer on something that's already protected.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank you.
Any other counselors have questions on this order? Counselor Sasha?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Just real quick to follow up on Councilor Connor's point. So the rest of the parcels are all owned by the town at this point, and once we do this one last parcel, there's nothing else that needs to be done with Cedar Swamp.
There may be a few small parcels still out there that are not owned by the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna add that, Kelly, was that I see a couple of small parcels that I didn't know if the town would eventually try to go after or not.
I think either through tax title or similar to this, one of the CPC members did a lot of work with, this was sitting out there. She followed up with the family that owned it, and the town was able to get it for a pretty low cost in 2008. So we could kind of revisit that effort and also keep an eye out for when things go into tax title.
And just one last question, the handful of properties that are owned privately still at this point, those are mostly zoned as open space at this point, so there's nothing that could be done with them anyway. Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah. And then when they're wetland, because they're swamp, most of it's floodplain, so there's really not development potential.
Okay, thank you.
Any other counselors have questions on this? Okay, I have a question, actually. I just wanted to get, and I know I had submitted this just for clarification. So the Conservation Commission doesn't have to approve this before us, or they already have, or, because I know that their signatures are required.
They have not voted on this. I don't know, John kind of worked through the process of how the order of signatures would go.
Okay,
They are aware that anything that's acquired with CPC funds requires CR.
so would they be looking at this before it went to the full council?
Actually, that's probably, I would want to check back with John or Nicole or Crystal now, but if that would make sense, we could just have them do it at their October 1st meeting.
I was just wondering it was really a process question, so.
Yeah, and I don't fully know. I was just kind of following John's lead on that.
I'm not sure it makes necessarily a difference, but if it was taken up at the October 1st meeting and voted, that vote would take place before it went back to the full
Yeah.
council the following week. So that would work. And then, so as of the council meeting, that Tuesday, what is the 3rd or the 6th, that would be teed up so that the council approval would be the last requisite signature.
Thank you. I think I think anytime we can protect the green space we have is definitely a worthwhile endeavor. Anybody else on the council committee have questions? Okay, seeing none. Is there a motion?
Yes, so the motion for 20067, may I request to approve the grant of conservation restriction to the Wildlands Trust or take up any action related thereto. Motion that the town council pursuant to sections 31, 32, and 33 of chapter 184 of the general laws of the Commonwealth, section 12 of chapter 44B of the general laws, and the authorization of the town through article 4D of the special town meeting of November 13, 2007, vote to approve and grant the conservation restriction to the Wildlands Trust, Inc. and its successors and permitted assigns on a parcel of land consisting of approximately 3 acres located off Plain Street, which is identified as Assessors Parcel 1086-0-29. The parcel was acquired by the town with monies appropriated under the provisions of the Community Preservation Act, Chapter 44B of the general laws, pursuant to which the town is required to grant a permanent restriction on the acquired parcel enforceable by appropriate nonprofit organization. The conservation restriction shall take effect when it is accepted by the Wildlands Trust, Inc., approved by the Massachusetts Secretary of Energy and Environmental Affairs, and recorded with the Norfolk County Register of Deeds. So moved.
Is there- Thank you, Councilor Ryan and Councilor Connors. Clerk Semino, roll call vote, please.
Counselor Berica,
Yes.
Counselor Ryan,
Aye.
Counselor Connors,
Aye.
Counselor Flaherty,
Yes.
Counselor Sasha,
Yes.
That's 5 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Christine and
Thank
Kelly.
you.
Thank you.
All right, we will now move on to 20059, Council President, reappointment of outside auditor or take up any action relative thereto. So I know we all received the large packet from Powers and Sullivan, who are currently working on the FY 2020 independent audit for the town of Braintree. Nicole or Ed, did you want to speak on this?
I would defer to Ed on this.
Mr. Spellman, if you have anything you want to add before I open it up to the council, feel free. You're on mute.
No, if there are questions, I'd be happy to answer. And this is under the purview of the council and it's within their budget. And that's why it's before your committee tonight.
Okay, do any of the counselors have any questions? Okay, I know I got my,
Charlie does.
oh, thank you. Counselor Ryan?
Thank you. I don't have a question. I just want to make a comment. I've had the opportunity to work with Powers and Sullivan for the past, I think 17 years. They're a very good firm, a very professional firm. And during that time, they've done a very good job for the town of Braintree. And I think that they have even shown with their cost proposals that we get that they are holding the line on the cost to do their job as well. And I think, sometimes having, consistent, steady, stakeholders involved with the process of reviewing the budget and the way we do business in the town of Braintree is a good thing. So I am definitely going to be supporting this tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Ryan. Any other counselors have questions? All right, and yep, I echo your sentiments, Counselor Ryan, so thank you for bringing those up. In that case, I think we can move to a motion.
Okay, Madam Chairman, motion pursuant to sections 611 of the town charter through the Braintree Town Council, approve a new 3-year contract for FY 21, FY 22, and FY 23 for Powers and Sullivan CPA as independent certified public accountants. So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Ryan and Counselor Connors. Roll call vote, please, Clerk Semino?
Counselor Barica,
Yes.
Counselor Ryan,
Aye.
Counselor Connors,
Aye.
Counselor Flaherty,
Yes.
Counselor Sasha.
Yes.
That's 5 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you very much, and thanks for your time, Ed, tonight. Appreciate it. Okay, that is it for the agenda this evening for Ways and Means, unless anybody has anything unanticipated. I know, this is another record. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please, Clerk Semino?
Counselor Barica,
Yes.
Counselor Ryan,
Aye.
Counselor Connors,
Aye.
Counselor Flaherty,
Yes.
Counselor Sasha,
Yes.
all in favor.
Thank
Have a
you,
good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Have a good night.
Night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.